All right, my first time in London. Let's start this self-guided tour. And there it is, Big Ben. Looks bigger in pictures. All right, it's gotta be here somewhere. Oh, there it is, Westminster Abbey. That's where they had the royal wedding? Okay, the London Eye should be around here somewhere. Apparently, you can't miss it. London Eye. London Eye. I should get my own eyes checked.
No, seriously, he thought that was Big Ben. No, I mean, oh, well, I've got to go.
Oh, hey, Ashley.
Hey! How was your self-guided tour?
Not great. I don't even know where the Verizon office is.
Well, you're in luck. Follow me.
Oh, great, awesome.
I've got a lot to show you.
Yes, yes.
You know that wasn't Big Ben, right?
You know, I thought it was kind of small.
Yeah.
Huh.
Have you tried a Greg's yet?
What's a Greg's?
Best sausage rolls.
Sausage roll, okay. You know fries are chips here?
Yep.
I knew that.
Yep.
But then what are chips?
Crisps.
Hello, everyone. Yes. Oh. All right. It is. Okay. Feeling that UK love. That's very nice. We are coming to you from London. It is 12 noon BST time. That's, of course, British summer time. 7 a.m. Eastern time. Good morning to our friends in the States. Good afternoon and good evening to all of you around the world. What a great place to have an up-to-speed representing parts of our business that really reach every corner of the globe. It's awesome. I want to hear that raucous UK crowd applause one more time, please. Give it up for yourself. See now, okay. Now, I was told woo was kind of an American thing, but I kind of felt the woo there, too. That's kind of nice. That was very nice. Well, thank you, everyone. Welcome to a special Up to Speed from London. Of course, folks may be watching live, perhaps watching the replay if it's a little too early for our friends perhaps in California, Pacific Mountain Time. But thank you, however you're watching. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining us. We're going to talk all things EMEA, all things APAC, all things global. We're going to see exactly what it means for Verizon as a brand to be global. We've done that already with so many of our colleagues here joining us. But without further ado, I want to bring up Ms. Tami Erwin to the stage. Please give it up for Tami. Good, good.
I'm sorry you couldn't find Big Ben. That was a little disappointing.
It was. I feel like it was around me somewhere. I might go back and just double check.
Glad a V-teamer found you and rescued you.
Yes, Ashna. Yes, thank you, Ashna, who's in the crowd here. So, Tami, just your opening thoughts for being here together. I mean, there are many people here that I've talked to already that perhaps joined us during the pandemic and are coming back to this London office for the first time and meeting and working with their colleagues here. There's great energy in here.
Yeah. First of all, I am so happy to be here and to see all of you and to do Up to Speed live from London. A couple of data points that I was reviewing on my way over here, 4,600 V-teamers that are part of EMEA. So a really large team, 1,600 in the UK, so the largest representation in the UK. And an average tenure of 10 years. So very seasoned, very knowledgeable. They represent the market incredibly well. Pretty exciting to be here. And we have the 5G lab behind us. I mean, how awesome is that?
Yes.
Because we're going to get to showcase that to our customers.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to that. And with that in mind, I know who's very excited about the fact that we've opened the doors to the 5G lab here. Let's bring up Ms. Hannah Dauncy. Give it up for Hannah, please.
Hannah.
Yes. Hannah, it's good to be with you. So, is this really the first time we've opened these doors here?
The first time I've seen them open, yeah. It looks amazing, doesn't it? It looks great.
Yeah. So your thoughts on just EMEA and APAC all coming together and really kind of making sure that our customers around the globe are connecting with us.
Sure. Well, first of all, welcome to London. It's great to see everybody here, and it's great to have so many people in the office. So welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
And as Tami said, we have just under 5,000 people as part of the V team here in EMEA. across 28 countries, speaking multiple languages, multiple time zones. And we support all business-to-business areas, BPS, Global Enterprise, Connect, lots of corporate functions, sourcing, HR, finance, legal. So thank you, everybody, for your partnership, because one team, EMEA, is how we're successful for our customers. We also have partners like Nokia, who's in our private 5G lab here, Cisco, HP Aruba, Tanium, to name a few. And we have a really exciting announcement coming tomorrow with a new partnership in our stadiums and ventures practice. So watch out for that tomorrow, guys.
Awesome.
I thought you were going to tell them early.
No, I'm not allowed to say. I'm not allowed to say. My mouth is shut.
I've got my jersey ready.
He's
for
got
that.
his jumper ready.
Yeah, yes. So Tami, really, for folks who may be watching who are kind of thinking, wait a second, Verizon's all over the globe. Tell us about this European market and why it's so important to us.
Yeah, so listen, our European market, our global market is so important because while we serve a lot of customers in the U.S., these are customers that are multinational, and they have branches, they have businesses around the globe, and we serve customers in 180 countries around the world. And these are customers that rely on us for core communication services, for a full stack portfolio of professional services, security capability. Really, really important what we do for our customers around the world. And then we serve some really big customers right here in the UK, Tesco. I drove in last night and I felt like I should stop and shop at Tesco because they're a big customer and they rely on us. So when we really think about what we do and how we serve customers, it's core connectivity, but it's so much more than that. And I'm always reminded when I'm on the ground, just the incredible pride and the incredible experience of this team in terms of how you meet the needs of customers, both that are anchored here in EMEA and those that are anchored around the world that we serve as multinational. It's pretty exciting place to be.
Yeah, it creates the kind of connections that we are always talking about at Verizon, working forward together. And Hannah, just expanding upon that, when we think about Verizon in the U.S., there's a lot of people who know about it, think about it. Here in the U.K., what is the way that we kind of share who Verizon is?
Sure. And we're not Horizon. I get asked that a lot.
Verizon.
Okay. We're Verizon with a V. So obviously outside the US, we're all business to business. And as Tami said, we support not just US clients around the globe, but also a lot of European brands, Tesco being one. We also support most of the high-end fashion retailers, European fashion retailers. Shame we don't get a discount. Utilities, manufacturers, as well as banking and finance customers. But also, it's really exciting to announce last year that we signed Associated British Ports, which is the first private 5G network, which is down in the port of Southampton, which is the busiest port in the UK. And we have partnerships with other large customers, Bertelsmann and FM Logistics. But really, it's the global footprint that, you know, in EMEA and in APAC, that we're able to provide a global service to our customers. And I'm really excited about what we're going to be doing with private 5G and MEC over the next few days to really showcase that to our customers as well.
You know, I think it's super cool that EMEA tends to lead on a lot of product capabilities. SD-WAN,
yes.
You know, 5 years ago when it was new and it was hot, it started here.
It did.
And now it's spread throughout the U.S. and throughout the globe. You think about 5G British ports and private networks. The first one we installed right here in the UK. You continue to push the envelope on what's possible, and we get to showcase this to customers, to reporters, to analysts from around the world here over the next 48 hours. Pretty exciting.
And that's a story that we'll continue to share, of course, this week and beyond. And let's talk a little bit about this lab and how important it is to spread that message of 5G. Tami, tell us about what this lab means for our business partners, our communities here who are asking and wondering, hey, what can 5G do for my business?
Yeah, so I'm going to just give you a quick glimpse behind here. You might see 5G London Lab. Pretty awesome to see. This is our opportunity to really share with the world our global leadership in 5G. The world is watching what Verizon is doing, and they're saying not just in the US, but how do you think about global standards? How do you set an expectation of interoperability? How do you really use the 5G venture forum to really create a set of standards, the future forum that can create the right kind of experience for customers around the globe? And so this gives us a chance to bring people in, to talk about what we're doing, to talk about what we're building. And there's never been a more critical time to be the partner of choice for our customers as they accelerate digital transformation, as they come out of COVID. I'm actually participating this week in the Wall Street Journal CEO Summit. It's fascinating to hear how quickly people are accelerating transformation, and they view technology right at the core of everything they're doing. We're incredibly well positioned to lead that with our partners.
All kinds of stuff happening here.
All kinds of things happening here in London.
Yes, and I love what you said about the world is watching, and it means Verizon needs to continue watching the world there. Hannah, I wanted to ask you about this idea of, you mentioned one team. You know, people across the business, we do all different kinds of things for the business, but at the end of the day, we are one team. Talk to us about what it means to be unified on that front.
Yeah, so I mean, here in the audience, we have one team here in London, but one team across EMEA and one team in international, because we have Rob Labusk here from APAC, if he wants to stand up and say hello as well.
Give it up for Rob, folks. Woo!
Thanks, Hannah, Tami, Andy. Great to be here representing the Asia Pacific region this week. You know, you've heard it a few times. Our greatest strength is our global reach. And we serve customers not only here in EMEA, but throughout the Asia Pacific region every single day. And we're here this week to talk to those customers, to talk to our partners, to talk to the media about that great global strength. So I'm really pleased to be here representing the Asia Pacific region with my colleagues and be part of that journey. Thank you.
Rob, thank you very much. If you're able to, I'd love to take Tami, if you'd like to address what Rob was saying, talking about just what it means to, you know, bring people together. Because it's great to have folks here who grew up in London, who call London home, but folks are coming to London to collaborate here. Talk to us about that.
London is certainly a gathering place, right? And Rob and I had dinner last night. I'm not sure what time zone it was for him or for me, but we tried to have dinner at a very late hour and just talk about what's happening around the globe, because we do forget that we are represented around the globe and our brand is known and recognized. So we talk about our brand trust and innovation. We talk about our purpose. We create the networks that move the world forward. We're going to have analysts here with us over the next 48 hours from around the globe, from Asia Pac, from EMEA, to talk about what we're doing and how we're really using the platforms, the 21st century infrastructure we're building to really develop and deliver solutions that will change everything about how we live, work, and play.
Yeah.
And it's pretty exciting. Yeah,
absolutely. One of the things that I think we love about coming together here is the fact that there's another level of learning and interaction. And what struck me was finally some great acting in the Up to Speed videos here. Ashna here, give it up for Ashna. If you can stand, Ashna, go ahead and stand. Yes. So, you know, Tami, when Ashna was asking, you know, what we were going to do here and what's going on and who's coming, her eyes lit up when she found out that you were going to be here. And I know that Ashna has met you before, but she just had some wonderful things to share, and I was hoping that Ashna could share that with you right now here.
All right.
Yeah, I just found it very inspirational the first time that we met you, and that you were speaking about how you made it as a woman in a time where it was difficult to make it as a woman, and that you are a mother as well, and you've led an inspirational career, and we really do look up to you, being in the Early in Careers program, and you just reminded us not to dream small, but to dream big. And that really resonated with me, so I just wanted to pass that message on.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I have to tell you, I've been so honored to be part of the Women in Sales program here. We will have breakfast tomorrow and recognize and honor those women that have really scaled in sales. Early in career, I recognize many of the faces in here. You're brand new to your career, but you bring this enthusiasm and excitement. And listen, when we talk about diversity, whether it's gender, whether it's race, whether it's experience, so important that we can come into the work environment and lift each other up. Find ways to say, bring the best version of yourself into the work environment and be a V-teamer. And so I couldn't be more excited. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ashna. So, as we wrap up here, I wanted to just...
Can I share one last thought? Just because we're right here in EMEA, and I happened to last night hear from President Zelensky directly in the conference that I'm attending, and he talked with such conviction and such hope and such confidence about what's happening in his country. And I just think it's so important around the world that we stop and pause and acknowledge and recognize the tragedy that is happening in Ukraine. And the impact it's having around the world, and the need for us to continue to support Ukraine, continue to support the fight that's happening there. And I was left with this incredible sense of optimism, of communication, of confidence from a leader who really understands what's happening on the ground, but understands that what he's doing and how he's playing out what's happening there has a much bigger worldwide reach.
Absolutely.
So just wanted to share that.
No, absolutely. And that's a great way to think about and tie together everything that we've shared from our 5G lab, the way we're thinking about our customers, the way we're collaborating with each other, the one team idea, Hannah. And I wanted to kind of open up the stage to both of you for some final thoughts here. We've got an audience here, obviously many American audience members thinking about all kinds of different places around the globe. As we think about some final thoughts, and Hannah, we'll start with you, your thoughts on how we can continue those connections and continue strengthening connections around the globe.
Yeah, I think, to Ashna's point about being a mother, I'm a single mum to 3 kids, so I think it's important to have that balance of work forward, work from home, and come into the office. And I think moments like this that really matter, right? So when you come in and you make the most of them are just absolutely key for me. And I'm really proud to be a Verizoner, as are everybody in this office. And I want to say a big shout out to my team. We hit 180% to plan for Q1. Woo-hoo! So have to get that in there. I'm really proud of my team. So yeah, no, thank you. And I said, enjoy London.
Thank you, Hannah. And Tami, your final thoughts.
So
for our brother.
not only are you proud, but she hit me up on the side. Hey, I'm working on a big deal. I really need your help. I'm like, you go. But listen, I think for all of us, regardless of where you sit or work in the world, to be so proud of what we do at Verizon, because what we do makes a difference to all 4 of our stakeholders: customers, employees, shareholders, and then society at large. And you see it everywhere you go. You feel the energy in this office today. I know yesterday, May 2nd, was a big day. The offices reopened. When you talk about coming back into the work environment, a hybrid work environment, that friendship connection, you're connecting with people you haven't seen. It's the personal connection that becomes so important. And yet it's also the flexibility that we've learned. We don't have to work in the office every single day either. So I think that there's so much goodness ahead of us. And the fact that we as a business represent a brand, trust and innovation that is focused on delivering for all 4 of our stakeholders is a pretty exciting place to be. And with the 5G lab behind us, we are building the future. And that's awesome.
And we're building it forward together.
And we're building it forward together.
Tami, Hannah, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to our London audience, and thank you to everyone around the world watching. I don't know if this audience is familiar with our tag out until next time you're up to speed, but when we're out and about, I know the Boston crowd helped us do this. I'm sure the UK crowd can really, help us with that as well.
That's a challenge.
Yes. So I will give you the first half, and this whole crowd here can give us the second half. So Tami, Hannah, crowd, are we ready to go?
We're ready.
All right. So folks, that's about it here from London. Until next time, you're up to speed. Thanks, everybody.